Well, welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with another Pound Shop DIY for you. Everything that I'm going to be using in this video I bought from Poundland here in the UK, but depending on where you are, you could check out your local Euro store or the Dollar Tree, or you could even have a look around your house because you may well already have some of these items knocking about. Today we're going to be making this vanity setup. I am really pleased with how this one's turned out. I think I probably say this every time, but I honestly think that this one is my favourite so far. So we're going to be making this mirrored cabinet. It does actually open, so you can store a few things inside of it. We're also going to be making this tray, and we're also going to be making this piece of decor, which could also double up as a jewellery tree. Before we get cracking, if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm uploading new videos every single week. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and if you try any of these out, I would love to see how you've got on, so don't forget to tag me in your pictures. All of my social media links are below. For this DIY, you will need this metal floral wall art, a rectangular mirror, a plastic tray, these feather ornaments, this wooden tray, and marble contact paper. Start by unscrewing the mirror and keep hold of these hanging hooks because these are going to become the hinges of our cabinet. Put the mirror carefully to one side and be careful it's sharp and the frame is ready to paint. Next, remove the floral wall art from its packaging, but keep the wire because we'll be using that later. I'm giving the frame, flowers and tray a coat of Rust-Oleum surface primer. Next, I'm going to give the wooden tray a paint in this chalky finish furniture paint in ink blue. And always give your paint a really good stir because this is completely separated. Wow, that's going on so nice. I think one coat's going to be plenty. Back outside, the primer has dried, so now we're going on with this metallic gold spray paint. Next, using a small saw, I'm going to remove the feather from its stand. And for this DIY, we're going to need 3 of these in total. And you don't need to worry about this bit on the cabinet because that will be concealed, but you might want to spray these gold where they've just become white at the edges. So the paint on the frame has dried, so I'm now just screwing the back on. And I've saved these hooks to use as the hinges, so these are going to go in the holes at the top and the bottom. Just line them up with the edge there, and this is going to create the hinges. And I'm doing this on a cloth so that I don't scratch the new painted frame. So this tray already has these wooden corner brackets, so I'm going to use those to hold the hinges in place. So we're just going to poke both of these into the crack there, and you could always add a dab of glue onto these to hold them in place even more securely. So hopefully you can see this okay. I'm now poking what is now the hinge into the little crack there. Perfect. I think this looks really great as it is, and you could of course just use it as a box to keep things in. Next, I'm going to glue these 2 feet onto the base of this cabinet, and I'm just going to do that using hot glue. So these have now dried, and I'm going to connect the 2 together. They've got some holes or eyelets in them already where you would hook them onto the wall. So I'm going to use those to thread through the wire that just came on the packaging. That will do for us. And I think I should have probably sprayed this gold before, but what we'll do is just give it a final coat of gold paint when we're done. So I'm just going to wrap that around a couple of times. and then just wind up the loose ends. This is a bit fiddly, but don't worry too much about how it's looking, because once we spray that bit gold as well, it's not going to notice. And I'm going to do the same at the top here. Now all we need to do is bend out all of the branches. Just go careful when you do this, because I'm not sure if they're going to snap off, but let's give it a go and see. So we're trying to fan all these out to make it a bit more tree shaped. As I'm doing this already, the coating's starting to crack a little bit, but that'll just give it a nice antique effect, so I'm not worried about that. And these individual flowers are going to look a lot better if you just bend them out a bit as well. Just give them a bit more shape. They look a little bit cheap when they're flat, so just bend them out like that and they'll look a whole lot better. So I'm just turning them all upwards. Now these feel like they could snap. Fingers crossed they won't. But don't worry too much, as I say, it's all gonna add to that antique-y looking effect. And then try to bring the branches out into a different area as you work your way up, so that they're gonna kind of be evenly distributed. This can just work as an ornament, but of course you could hang jewelry off it. So I've just fiddled about with it and bent the branches up to make it look a bit more like a little tree. And now I'm going to drill a hole into this to attach the base. So I've drilled in 2 holes to thread in each of the stems, and I'm just going to add a blob of hot glue to keep them securely in place. And there we have it. I'll probably just take that outside now and give it a quick last spray of gold just to go over any bits of glue and the wires. So the tray has dried, and I've just cut a piece of the marble contact paper, and I'm going to lay this into the tray and just roughly draw the shape of the lower section of the tray. So I'm just pushing the pencil into the crack that's already there, just sort of feeling my way around with this and hoping for the best. You can see that I've tried to get the grid lines lined up with the straight lines of the tray, so I'm going to use those as a bit of a guide as well. Just use one of these feathers to lay it down while I show you. I do recommend investing in a good pair of pointy sharp scissors. I got these from a craft supplier, and they just make things like this so much easier. Okay, let's see how that looks. Not too bad. So these corners are good. I just need to take a tiny bit off here. I'm just kind of digging my nail, and you could use the edge of the scissors as well just to go around that. So I can just follow that line indentation now to just trim that off. You could always use some newspaper as well if you weren't confident. Try that out first and then cut around that. So now for the scary part. Okay, so I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to peel off the first bit here and make a fold and just sort of tuck that under. Lay it back down flat. We just have to go from there and hope for the best. Hopefully it won't go wonky. Come on. Smoothing out all the bubbles as we go. I think this is looking really good as it is, but we want to make it a little bit extra, so we're going to add these gold feathers as handles to it. So I'm just going to hot glue these on. I'm going to do this one in the opposite direction. So there we have it, 3 relatively simple pieces of decor for your vanity. Let me know if you give any of these a go. I really would love to see how you've got on. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you're new here, and please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.